Hey there, so I thought I would create a demo for the Getting Started Samples repo here. There were a bunch of updates that went in. There were like 3 or 4 pull requests that came in, but the most important one to note is this one right here. It's a pull request 21, which provides basically all of the other APIs, whether they're async, streaming, or whatnot. It fills out the rest of all of the capabilities that Symbl API and the platform has to offer. So we've obviously made updates to the README. You can take a look at and drill down to each section. There are 4 major groupings of API calls. One's async, one's management, the other one's real time, and then you have telephony. Each one of these example or sample applications correspond one-to-one with an API call that you can make on the Symbl platform using the SDK or API. Just like before, if you want to go ahead and install the repo to get everything set up, you do a git clone, you cd into the directory itself, you do npm install to grab all the dependencies, and then you want to make a copy of the environment file and then make updates to the app ID, secret ID, and summary email. If you're going to do any of the telephony stuff, there you need to have the default phone number set into your environments file. And one of the big changes that was introduced in pull request 21 is a script called runexample.sh. It provides an easy way to execute all of the examples inside this repo without having to drill down into individual folders or understand the names of the projects. It's just a very convenient way. And I think I'm going to start this demo off kind of taking a look at like how the runexample.sh is going to simplify everything for users coming to this repo. So if we have a command line here, I've already set up my environments file. If you do a simple run examples.sh, you're basically going to get the help, like how do I run or use this script. One of the first things that you want to do is get a listing of all the different projects that are available in this repo. So if you did one of the 4 kinds of groupings of API calls, so if you do run examples async, you'll get a list of all of the different example or sample projects for async in the async group. So like, messages or transcriptions, trackers, summary, and whatnot. Similarly, if you did something for streaming, you get the various streaming examples that are in this repo. So trackers, topics, that kind of stuff. And so if we wanted to run an example, just to show you how easy it is to kind of get going with the repo now using the script, you can do run examples async, and let's just do topics. So this will run the topics example. If you don't provide a file name or an MP3 file or audio source to the API call, there's a default MP3 file that's based around the call center audio file that's in the API Explorer. So that's in the default of repo, and it'll just use that as the conversation input source towards the API call. And so you can see here, we did an async topics, and based on the default MP3 file at the root of the repo, these are the various topics that are contained in this audio file. So if you wanted to, as an example, provide your own audio source, you can simply do async topics, you can do file name, and then I placed my own file at the root of the repo, and that's where you'd want to place your file as well. I have Alanis Morissette's All I Really Want. So if I run this, you can see right here that the audio source, instead of having the default file, it's going to tell you, hey, here's the file that you've provided, this is what we're processing. We're going to upload it to the Symbl server, and we're going to get the topics for this particular audio source once the upload's complete and once the platform's done processing. And there you can see that it's done processing and giving me the topics that's contained within this song or this audio source. The next thing you can do is use the management APIs and to create and list out and delete different trackers you want to add into the Symbl platform. So if we do run management list, this will list out all of the trackers that we have currently in the system, which we don't have any. And if we wanted to create one, we can do management create tracker name. We'll just give it a name, my tag, and then tracker value. I'm going to call it ironic, just because for Alanis Morissette there. It's not the right song, but just tying in the example. And then now the tracker is created. So if you go back previously and do a management list, you can see the tracker that I just created. So based on all the different groupings, management, async, streaming, you can basically run these examples using the runexample.sh. It's pretty convenient. It's pretty easy to, even if you want, modify some of these scripts and then run whatever modification you want on these scripts to see like what it's going to do. So with maybe my last example here, let's do run example streaming, and you can see the different streaming examples that are here in the repo. And you can go streaming topics. Instead of doing like a virtual or Zoom conference kind of a thing, what we're going to do is we're going to stream audio from the microphone on my laptop here. And when we execute it, it's just going to start recording all of the sentences and words that I'm saying, and it's going to extract topics out of that. So let's try that there. You can see the SDK is initialized, and then you can see as I'm talking, it's starting to update all the words that I'm saying, and from this, it's going to extract any topics based on the conversation that he hears using my microphone. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. I think it's a much easier way to run the examples in the repo. I think it's a lot friendlier. If there's any other additional features you want or any suggestions, please definitely make comments in the repo or reach out to me directly in Slack. Thanks a lot.